today. From Lincoln Finance.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field.
Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Jones looking to throw it on the first play.
Catch made by Slayton. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Throwing, Jones. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Jones. This one is Slayton over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Phillies offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
On the ground with Bigsby to start the drive.
And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Now whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. A 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Bigsby once more.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. 3rd down and 13. Hurts sets up to throw it.
That is caught. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
He's going deep for Brown. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Brown hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Here's Robinson. Here's Robinson. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And they're going to be backed up to start. A big hit there on the return. Stops him dead in his tracks. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. As they've got it facing a set. Singletary loses it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down. Then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs. So excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Throwing is Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 85 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. The Giants offense at the line ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A give up the middle to Singletary, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Now whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go right back to Singletary.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they?
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Zach Bourne from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down. Jones.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Look at the big man rumble.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Bigsby. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Barkley. I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. So they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Will Shipley with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Now back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw and give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And that might just submit it. A return for a late touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Elliott on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better, and try and execute that on the way out the door. Maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is finally forced in line. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. 55 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary have really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles defense able to hold.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, it'll be a 13th win on the year. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Jets,
this loss will mean they finish the season on the wrong side of 500 at 8-9.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching